friends who are clinicians coming to me and saying, Jamie, now every teenager on my caseload thinks they have DID because of TikTok. To which my response is, okay, have you explored it? There can be this tendency to go towards, oh, now that everybody thinks they have a disorder, it's a fad. Doc Martens were a fad. I don't think any discussion of a disorder should have this, or mental health concern should have this language of fad on it. Could it just be that we're getting better at identifying it? And I say from my position that I would rather see material overdiagnosed and discussed, or over-identified and discussed, instead of ignored. Because what would be the good of you trying to talk this teenager out of, oh no, you don't have DID. Yes, you may be able to do some education around, we all have dissociation, we all have parts, it's not necessarily at the level of a disorder, so maybe please don't feel you automatically have to label yourself, but I'm curious, what is it about this creator's content that you relate to? What is it about this creator's content that you relate to? And I think that can start some amazing conversations. Now, I will say a lot of the dissociative disorder study establishment does seem to be highly concerned with this notion of being able to expose fakers. Thinking of movie portrayal, Primal Fear is one where there was clearly the case of somebody faking a dissociative disorder to get out of something. And there's a lot of concern with the establishment that we have to be able to expose those who are faking in order to prove to the larger scientific establishment that we're real, that people with dissociative disorders are a real thing. It's honestly, friends, some of the same panic that I see with, oh, well, we can't believe every survivor of sexual assault because there are those who fake it for attention. And again, if you look at the numbers, that's such a small percentage, and we seem to be discounting everybody else because of that fear. I also get concerned when I hear discussions around, we're over-labeling trauma so much now that we're missing people who have real trauma. And again, what is real trauma? What is real dissociation? Yeah, we can examine these things more diagnostically if that's warranted, and I'll share with you some resources at the end for that. Yet, at the end of the day, I fear that so many trauma survivors will hear rhetoric like that and think, you know, we don't have real trauma, or the level of our dissociation and parts experience doesn't matter compared to what people who really have it do.